Hi, my name is Steven and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking to you about fast decisions, the keys to making quick choices. In our fast-paced and modern life, we are dependent upon our ability to make quick decisions in life at times. However, speed should never come at the expense of accuracy. And efficient decision making depends on that efficiency and balancing it with thoroughness. By using prioritization, judgments, and intuitive thinking, we can make fast decisions. And this allows us to be more efficient at the end of the day with our choices in life. So I'll go through some of the principles and techniques that I use to make fast decisions. That's because recently in my life, I've been inundated with a lot of fast decisions that I need to make. And I often lack the time and space to contemplate those decisions thoroughly. And the urgency that these choices are being made might risk me making a bad decision. But there are certain principles that I follow that make my quick decisions more risk averse. But there are guidelines that I follow that make my quick decisions more efficient and help lower the risk of me making a bad one. At the end of the day, with all fast decisions, there will be risk associated with this. You just have to make sure at the end of the day it is mitigated as best as possible. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about my background, my keys to making fast decisions, and my general thoughts. And before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends, hit that notification bell if you like this content. And here we go. Over the past year, I've had a new family member and a challenging job, and that's driving me to make a lot of fast decisions. And these decisions are often made without the time allotted to think about it and also imperfect information. Normally on all kinds of decisions, I want to take my time and think through them very carefully before I make a perfect decision. And thinking through all the ramifications and consequences of each path. But unfortunately, sometimes we don't have that ability to be slow at decisions. And for the most part, quick decisions usually means that they're very low risk and often reversible. Because at the end of the day, there are very few choices in life that are irreversible. And for those choices, you definitely need to take the time and care to think of them carefully before you make that decision. So due to many fast things going on in my life, I wanted to get this video down and have a structured approach for my viewers, so that they can know my process when thinking through a fast decision. Knowing, of course, that each decision I make just builds my experience for the next decision. The goal is to not get hung up on a certain decision without knowing all the facts. And we might be okay with the 70% answer and go with it. That also helps with our decisiveness in life. And sometimes we just have to make a choice and have faith that it'll work out in the end. So here are my keys to making fast decisions. Number 1, maintain composure. Maintaining your emotional composure is essential to making fast decisions, as you definitely want to be clear and rational as much as possible, because that pressure along with emotions might force you into making a bad decision. By staying calm, you can prevent your emotions from clouding your judgment and enable you to focus on the relevant and important information in front of you. It also means that composure instills confidence of those around you making that decision. This composure also instills confidence for those around you looking at you to make that decision, and ultimately giving them confidence in your abilities to make the right decision fast. When we go through making fast decisions, the last thing we want to do is compromising with emotions. We already have enough on our plate just through the uncertainties of that decision. I think for me that this is something that I still need to work on in the future, is to maintain my composure when making a fast decision and not looking at it emotionally. It's often hard, and I do want to base my decisions on logic, but sometimes that's impossible. But knowing that if I keep my emotions out of it, it's clearer to me what the answer is and being more decisive. Many bad decisions in my life were made because I was angry or emotionally compromised. This was irrespective of whether it was a fast decision or a long thought out one. Emotions at the end of the day did not suit me in my logical decision making. I think the key is to really give yourself some time if you're emotionally compromised while making a decision. This might be counter to you making a fast decision, but the point is making a fast and accurate decision. The more you're not able to get to a good decision, the more you need to take a step back from it. The point is to make the best decision possible, so if you need that time, take it. Number 2, prioritization is a must. Prioritization is a very important skill to have when you're trying to make fast decisions, because it can serve as a compass amidst the chaos of choices that you have. When you're looking for a fast decision, you want to know what's the most important thing that will get you the biggest bang for your buck in that choice. You can then focus in on what really matters to that choice to make an effective decision. For example, in order for you to make a fast decision, you need 10 different inputs into that decision. But you do know that the first 5 are more important than the last 5, so you prioritize those as markers for your decision making. If you don't prioritize, you might get stuck thinking about all 10 items and not making a fast enough decision. And in many cases, the most important thing is probably the most heavily weighted to you making the right decision. So focusing your intention where you can gain the maximum amount of efficiency is paramount to fast decision making. Sometimes I am hit with a lot of fast decisions that I need to make in life. But then when I actually dig in and look closely at the decisions I need to make, not all of them are critically important to me. In most situations, I focus on one or two of them and get that through before moving on to the rest of them. I try to focus in on the most important one or two tasks, get them out the door with the best accuracy I can for that decision. Then I move down the line of the decisions I need to make in terms of importance. I really don't believe in multitasking these kinds of things because it does require attentive focus to that certain decision when you're making it fast. It's much easier to focus in on one decision, making it the best you can, and then moving on to the next. Because if you don't make that decision correctly, it might bite you in the butt in the end and waste more of your time later on. So getting it done the best of your ability the first time is always the best route to go. So I prioritize and focus in on one decision at a time to make it most effective for me. And within that decision, I focus on the most important thing to contribute to the success of that outcome. Number 3, risk assessment. In the realm of rapid decision making, conducting a risk assessment is very important because you can go through the exercise and assessing the positive and negative benefits of that decision. And going through it will allow you the benefit of understanding the problem much more. By weighing each potential options, you can mitigate the pitfalls that might occur in the future. And those type of experiences can help you for the future to build up your experience in decision making. Making a risk assessment, which is just to look at the positive and negative benefits of a choice, is very valuable not only to decision making. Used effectively, it can give you a tool in life to foster more resilience and give you the ability to adapt to dynamic environments when you're encountering one. Life is basically all about how much risk you're willing to take and the benefits of conducting that risk. In general, we need to have the ability to assess the good and the bad within certain outcomes and environments in our lives. Because you need to be able to critically think about something bad happening and the likelihood of that outcome. In most cases, we're not talking about the worst possible outcome. We're talking about outcomes that are very marginal at best to actually be realized in life. So most of the decisions in our life is accepting a little bit of risk for maximum gain. And ultimately, all of us accept some sort of risk in life in order to move forward with our lives. We can't be 100% certain of anything. Building up this skill set can be really hard, but a good rule of thumb is to examine the outcome of something and what is the likelihood of it actually happening. Thinking about the decision and assessing the worst case possible outcome. In most of the cases, the worst case general outcome won't happen ever, or the probability of that is extremely low that it can be considered zero. Over time and going through a lot of risk assessments, you'll build up your risk muscle. And then when a quick decision comes your way, you'll be able to do a quick risk assessment and move on with your fast decision. And number 4, be decisive. Being decisive after a quick decision is crucial. Being decisive is critical when making quick decisions, as hesitation can lead to missed opportunities and decision paralysis. Trusting your instincts and judgments can move forward with whatever quick decision choice you make. When you make that choice, trust that you made the right decision and stick with it. It not only bolsters your confidence, but others around you when seeing you make that decision. If you make the wrong decision, then pivot and make another choice. Having this kind of decisiveness is critical in leadership and providing good direction. This is something that I absolutely have to have when making a firm decision fast. I have to lean into committing towards it as much as I can, even if the fast decision was made on marginal return on investments. Once I made the choice, I need to trust myself that I made the best possible choice with the information that I was given at the time. This can be hard to do, but in order for you to move on with life, it is crucial. Because when I was younger, I didn't have the full commitment of the decisions that I made in life. And this caused me to sow doubt within my own abilities to get something done. This meant that I wasn't making fast decisions as I would always go back on my previous decision. And the result of that was me being very indecisive of what I wanted to do in my own life. And that means I just didn't know what I wanted to do. And this just means that I didn't know which direction I wanted to take my life in. So one of the keys to making fast decisions is to stick with them after you made it. So here are my general thoughts on making fast decisions in life. I think most people are fearful of making fast decisions, mostly because of the fear of unknown negative consequences that they might incur. Which, to be fair, bad things and choices can happen on occasion, but for most of the time, it's not the case. For most of the quick decisions in my life, we have the ability to reverse that decision. For those large and life-altering decisions, you need to take the time and slow down and think through all the options. But for daily quick choices, you might not need that level of thinking to be right. And lastly, I believe that making a fast choice requires a lot of confidence within oneself. It's really hard for those who have self-doubt and low confidence in themselves to make fast decisions accurately. Because for the most part, we have to defend our decision to others when the time comes. And if we're not truly confident in the decisions we're going to be making, we can't really defend ourselves appropriately. And that can mean backtracking on our previous decision. So keep that in mind when you're making a quick choice, is that other people will ask you to defend your choice. So those are my keys to making quick decisions in life. In our modern life, we are inundated with a lot of quick decisions without the perfect information. So making quick decisions is a really good skill set to have in general. Because with this ability, we're just going to have a much easier time dealing with obstacles in our life. Over the last couple of years, making fast decisions has been a crucial skill for me to have in order to improve the efficiency of my life. And focusing in on the structured approach that I need to take in order to facilitate my fast decision making this has helped me because I focused in on a structured approach to help make fast decisions. And this overall has given me better results with the speed that I need. So I hope this video has helped you to make future fast decisions in your own life. So thank you for watching. What was a fast decision that you made, and what was the outcome of that decision, good or bad? And I'll see you next time.